late to the party on this beginning of this video, but that's okay. I was down in Wellington having a bit of fun, partying it up. No, it wasn't. Shut up. Anyway, the boys on Friday pretty much started smashing out the walls for our kitchen, our lounge, dining area, and also our laundry, as you can see. And that the Sparky's actually, the reason we did that while I was away is because the Sparky needed to come in and get all his wires run, ready for us. So, whoa! Oh, Mr. McKean! Anyway, what we're pretty much doing in this video is I'm just going to discuss a few things that I had to run through with the client regarding door sizes and continuity between this side of the room and that side of the room. Now, we'll also go through straightening some of these walls. I've just got my laser set up through there, and fuck, that is crazy. So we'll just see what we can do there. And we're also going to go through and put some nogs in underneath the house to support some of our bracing systems. So make sure you stay tuned. But we'll run for you the framing issues that we have at the moment. Well, not issues, but they're all resolved because we talked to the client. So if we come through, park up over here, front entry wall, right? So we've got this front entry wall that's coming through. And it's going to come wrap around, it's going to stop here, and this is going to be a main entrance through into the main living area. Now, we're pretty much, my concern was this wall and the kitchen wall over here, they don't actually line up very well. So it would be kind of weird for the hallway wall to stop here and then the kitchen wall to start here. So I sort of was scratching my brain and I thought, well, I might just put a false little partition wall right here in line with this existing front entry wall, well, new front entry wall, and that way it's going to keep a nice continuity, a nice straight line all the way through to our big opening that walks through here. Now, another thing I want to say is we're sort of wanting to create this opening as big as possible, and we sort of dictated off this kitchen wall here. We've got today, Junior. Kitchen cabinetry. Remember when I did that last time? Kitchen cabinetry coming from the corner of the external wall there all the way through to here, and it's going to finish flush. So this is sort of our starting point of where we need to. This is pretty much where our doorway opening starts, and then we sort of got to work our way back from there. Now, you'll notice that this bottom plate down here is I've actually extended it past a little bit. I put the stud in temporarily before that wall was built, where I think was a good size, so we've got a 900 opening, but I left the bottom plate a little bit long because I was also thinking about maybe lining up this end wall with that hallway so that flows all the way through, but that means you've got a 700 opening and, wow, 750, which is really small. So but you can sort of get the understanding of trying to forward think and make sure that everything looks really nice, and we've got the correct size openings. Things look good as you enter the front, into the house. Now as we come through, when I built this little nib wall here, it's actually going to reduce the size of the laundry door from a 760 to a 710, but I mean that's Yo. That's pretty that's okay because this laundry is not really going to get used. This is the back door. Well, I mean, it's going to get used, but it's not a main entrance, if that makes sense. So we'd rather have the playoff between the size of the door and a nice looking front entrance wall. We'd rather have the small door. So that's pretty much been put in place like that. They did pretty well. Now we're just going to go through and start framing the last little bits out. Put the studs in through here. Build our partition wall to make sure that our front entrance wall looks really good. We'll actually put our head through as well now that we've got that sorted, and then we can pretty much work our way around. Sweet. So while Fabian's framing this out, what are you putting those nogs in there for, Fabian?
For the internal corners on this side, when we're installing our jibs, we want to make sure we have something to shoot onto. Otherwise it's just going to be flimsy and it's just going to be flappy and it's not going to be as firm as it should be.
Hey! Looks like you cut that a little long.
Oh, no, they've all been going in. They've all looked like that. Just go like that.
That's what she said, eh? Anyway, now, same situation with this wall. we've got some new bits and some old bits, right? Now, what I'm going to do is I've set my laser up from top to bottom. Parallel with this wall. I've put a 50mm mark here, 50mm mark here, and I've lined it all up, and I'm just checking tops and bottoms. And in this case, I can't actually use a straight edge to straighten, see if my top plate's straight, so I'm going to use a dodgy block and string line system. And once I've done that, I can go through and check my top and my bottom plates and see what's going on. But I know it's really good again. Oh, I can't believe you want to suck up fucking customers. Dude, bro, I got a real long drill bit. So pretty much with this dodgy block system, I set 2 nails up with 2 blocks with the string line. Then I use the same thickness block and come through and just check my top plate. Now, honestly, I'm quite a fair way out, like at least 5mm here, so I don't know how good I'm going to get this, but I'm going to try and move the top. I can't even move the top plate. Alright, I might just have to pack. I'm going to give it a go, try and move the top plate over a touch. If I can get it to 1 or 2mm, I'll be happy with that. But we'll just see how it goes. Got my dodgy set up through here. Now, literally, what I'm doing is I'm trying to get this top plate to move over, so I've just trimmed a few bits here. I've cut a few things down here. I know that's external wall, but and I also cut a block here that's holding this top plate together. And I was actually able to get it pretty freaking good. Look at that. Like, I'm really happy with that. So now I got to fix this off. I just used the clamp to the truss and pulled the top plate over. Now I'm just going to try and fix it off, and hopefully it doesn't bounce back. That's my issue. Bounce back. Just the way we like it on a Friday night. Bounce back, baby. That's back to school jams. Okay, so now that our top and bottom plates and our 2 end studs are pretty much at an acceptable standard, within a couple of mil here and there. It's never going to be super perfect, but now I'm just going to again go through with my straight edge, check where the freaking big humps and bumps are and start there. And if we need to pack, we'll pack. Alright, so I'm really happy with the way this finished out. This was incredibly out of level, plumb, and fucking all over the show. Now I will mention that when it comes to the kitchen, we've got a kitchen bench top that runs all the way along. Well, it's cabinets, bench top, and a bench top that runs all the way along there. Now, I've actually set a string line up at 900. Well, that's actually 920 because that's the height of the bench top, and I'm actually getting this section through here not perfect. So what that means is when I go to put the jib board on and screw it on, the boys that come and put their bench top on, it's not going to be wavy at all. So just a few things to note there, but yeah, far out, took off heaps, straighten that. Just a few hours work goes a long way to the finished product, especially in the kitchens and the bathrooms. Also helps the other subbies. So I've come to straighten this last really important wall out, the one where this big long kitchen bench comes along. Now, some spots I've had to plane, and some spots I'm having to pack. So I've just made some rippings up, some nice thin ones, and I'm just dabbing quite a bit of PVA on it like this. Oops, don't do that. And then I'm just going to stick it on. Honestly, the PVA should hold it, but what I'm going to do is I'm also just going to put a couple of pins in just to hold it in place. Jesus, that's terrible. You get the gist. I want to be using timber rippings, because when I go to glue the jib board on, it can have something to adhere to. I was going to use DPC, but then I realized that wouldn't be very good. Okay, so we've got three things left on our framing list. We've got to frame this door opening out. Now we've got a barn slider that slides all the way along like that. So pretty much what I want to do is I want to set my frame height up to the same height as a door opening. I'm not going to put a timber jam and architrave this, it's just going to be a square stop all the way around. So it's sort of like an opening like that. And that's going to be the finished product. So I need to frame my height at a 1980 height door. So if I'm going 1980, I could quickly just go measure one of these, right? Because we've got to allow a little bit of flooring. So normally about 25 mil to the underneath side. So we've got 2 meters 10. 2 meters 10, 1980. And yeah, 2 meters 10 is probably good. Give us a bit of space for the floor and shit. So 10 mil of flooring. I'm going to go 2 meters 10. And then I'm actually going to minus another 10 mil because my jib is going to be underneath. So if I go 2 meters 20, that's going to be my height for my frame. And then once I jib around all that, white as rain. Alright, so you notice that they've put a power point in here. That's going to be like 30 mil away from my external corner. It's going to look pretty mud. So I'm just going to move it to the inside of this stud over here. And it just makes it easier for me to install my stud too. I'm actually going to go and stick my stud in first, because I don't know how straight this is, and then I can block it out after. Check this out. Now you can see that big distance there. Now I thought this stud was bowing, but in fact, look at that. Holy shit. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! That's a Wolf Bottle special, we'll make that right. It's good because this stud's actually pretty decent. Not really, like about a mil in there. Not too bad, so no brick ties are actually on the stud, so I should technically be able to straighten it once I pack this out. And get this nice and straight. Pack that, and then straighten that.